What's up, guys? We're back again today with another great video, and in today's video we're actually going to be working on the Corvette's interior. And as you guys can see, I've actually already got one side completed and it looks a lot better than the factory side. So I'm going to show you guys how I done this, and it's a very affordable option. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, so the product we're actually going to be using in today's video is from Custom Interiors, and I'll actually put a link down below of them. They also make stuff for a lot of other cars and vehicles and stuff, and I'll actually scroll through their website right now on the screen, that way you guys can kind of see. But they're a very affordable option if you want to do something kind of custom to your interior or make your interior look a little bit nicer. So let's go ahead and we'll check out the product. So this is obviously my seat back right here, and this is the seat bottom. So yes, these are covers, but they're actually made specifically for the Corvette. So with that being said, they're not a universal seat or anything like that, so they're going to fit a lot tighter to your factory seat. So as you guys can see right here, once I start installing them, you can kind of see a little bit more, but these clips kind of go through up underneath and they grab the seat and hold this piece down. These hooks will actually go up underneath the back and kind of hold the back down. And then if we flip it over to the back side right here, you can see there's a zipper here. And then where mine actually has the cutout in the dead center of the seat, there's actually some Velcro right here, and this allows it to look super tight to the seat. And then on the seat bottom, it's kind of the same thing over here. You've got the two hooks that go in from the front that hold the front of your seat down. And then you've got this clip in the middle that kind of helps the sides. And then in the back right here, you've got that same style that goes up in between the crack of the seat, between the seat bottom and the seat top, and they keeps the back of it really tight. So it kind of goes in there and flips up like this, and that's what keeps the back tight to the back of your seat. On my car, I will say this, I was not able to get the center strap to go across, just because the Corvette is super tight on the inside to kind of get these in there. It's not that the seat covers are made bad or anything like that, it's just the car itself is very tight on the inside. So I will say this, for this install, you're going to be moving your seat up back and forth a lot just so you guys can kind of see and reach underneath the car. Also, you can take the top off and it'll make it a lot easier to do your seat back. It just gives you more room to slide it down. You can do it with it on, but it's just a lot easier like this. So that's why I went ahead and took it off. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is, as you guys can see, it's kind of folded right here. You're gonna make sure that's unfolded and your hooks are out. And just stick that around the front. The part that's super tight on these is going in between right here. So what we'll do is we'll start feeding the seat cover kind of beside there and get it nice and tight. One thing too, just make sure you kind of vacuum out your seats, your factory seats, so they're nice and clean. I had actually cleaned them yesterday, so they're good to go. And then just make sure your front up here is pulled out from underneath, and then you can just kind of pull it back really tight. And then we'll kind of leave this side loose right now while we're pushing everything back. So that's pretty much it right there. So you've got the seat cover on. Now we're going to start pushing our clips in the back, and that's kind of going to pull the seat cover itself back closer to the back of the seat. And then we'll just kind of feed this down the sides. And as I told you guys before, I wasn't able to clip the middle one up underneath. Some of you guys might be able to, but I wasn't able to do it on the driver's side. But really it fits so tight against the side, you really don't even need it. And then on this side, you really don't need it either, because the way that it goes behind the plastic on the side of the seat, it keeps it really nice and tight. All right, so we've pulled our seat slightly forward and we've leaned the back all the way back to where it'll make it a little bit easier to get these in right here. So like I said, you're going to take these, push them in flat, and then flip them up to where they go in between your seat back, and then it's going to pull the seat cover back a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so this part's kind of going to be a little bit hard to show you guys just because the Corvette's so tight right here. But what I've went ahead and I've done is I've actually tucked the seat cover, as you guys can see right here, behind this plastic to kind of make it fit and form a little bit better. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do this off camera and then try to show you guys with my light right here. But somewhere probably about right in here underneath the seat, there's actually some little metal holes that's actually part of the seat bracket itself, and that's where I'm going to hook the hooks to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just make sure you kind of push in your seat cover behind here first, and then we're actually going to tuck it in all the way back right here to make it look more factory. All right, so I'm going to try to show you guys the best I can. So let's go up underneath here. And as you guys can see, let's see. So right back there is one of my hooks. And then this one is actually going right over right here. And it's hooking in a bigger part of the seat right here. So I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see, but you'll see it when you're doing it yourself. So now what you're going to do is just take and kind of push the seat cover in and push it down right here all the way back, and then you'll actually take this buckle part too, and you'll lift up, and you can do the same thing with it, and you can just tuck it in down in there. And once you push this buckle down in there, you can actually see it up underneath the seat, but there's just so much stuff where these have all the electric components underneath it. It's just hard to get your hands in there to actually take the buckle and buckle them together across. Some of you guys might be able to, but I'm not going to fool with it because the side over there is so tight that you can barely get your hand down in there, so it's holding the cover itself really tight over there. And over here, obviously you're pushing it in between your factory piece, which is really tight already, where all your controls and stuff are. So the seat cover itself is super tight in there. So I really don't think you'll need this, but if you guys want to try to do it, you can. All right, so we've got it all tucked in and looking nice right in here, and it's super tight to the factory seat itself. This is kind of what I was talking about. You can kind of see how it's kind of puffed up a little bit, but that's where it's obviously been in packaging and all that. I actually took, what you can take is a steamer, and you can kind of steam it and get it really warm and then sit on it, and it kind of bends the leather down. Or just over time, you sitting in it, the leather will relax and just form to your seat a little bit better in the middle. So as you guys can tell over here on the driver's side, it's actually already formed a lot better. See, it doesn't move at all over here now. And that's just for me sitting in it one day. So they fit really nice once you sit in them for the first time. So let's go ahead and we'll jump to the seat back now. All right, so we moved our seat up a little bit to make it a little easier. So now you're gonna grab your seat back right here, and you're just gonna take it, make sure it's unzipped all the way, and you're literally just gonna take it and slide it right over the top, just like this. And you're just gonna kind of work it down. And like I said, on the middle, kind of where your center console is, it's really tight over there, even for the seat back itself. So just kind of use your hand and kind of tug it down all the way until it reaches the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So once you get the back latched, there's actually like a little lip where the leather seats go in and kind of tuck under. So I just tuck the hook up underneath there. So now the last thing you're going to want to do to get these fully installed is you're actually going to take and push this underneath. And as you guys can see, it's got Velcro, and there's Velcro on the back. So you're going to snap the Velcro on the top and on the bottom of the back of the seat cover, and then it'll be good to go. So I'm actually going to have to use both hands to get this done, but you're going to just kind of make sure everything's tight right here before you do it, so it looks really nice, tight, and clean. And then we'll show you the finished product. So just like that, you're done with putting the seat covers on, and as you guys can see, they look great. This is kind of what we'll kind of do an overview of what they look like right here. They match my factory stitching actually really nice, and they look, you know, it kind of gives you a little bit more style points when you go to the meets and stuff like that. You don't just have like the plain black seats or whatever. And they've got tons of designs. I didn't tell you guys about that. I'll kind of scroll through a couple right now on the screen. You can do red, you can do kind of this octagon pattern, or there's some other patterns you can do. But as you guys can see, they fit perfectly down here and perfectly in the front. And like I said, there's a couple wrinkles in them here and there, but obviously they've been in their packaging and stuff like that. And the little secret to all that, because as you guys can see, they're a little puffy right here and a little puffy up top right there, which obviously I hadn't set in them any, so they're going to be kind of a little bit tighter and be puffy like that because nothing's been set down into them, so they can form to the actual seat. So what I actually have is I've got a steamer that I use for my clothes and stuff at home sometimes, and if you'll take that steamer and just kind of heat up your leather, you can actually get out a lot of kind of like the little wrinkles and stuff like that in them. And then if you heat up the bottom and heat up the back and sit in it, it'll actually make it kind of form to your factory seat a little bit better. So let's go over here to the driver's side and I'll show you what it looks like. So over here on this side, I've actually driven the car one time with the seats in here. And like I said, I actually took the steamer to it. And as you guys can see right here, there's like literally no movement anymore. I mean, there's a little tiny bit, but not as much as there was over there. And it's super tight, and you can actually kind of see the, you know, the grooves in the seat now. It's not, you know, hovering above your factory seat. And as you guys can see right here, it's tight all the way up. It's still a little bit puffy right here, but like I said, I've only driven the car once since those have been in there, so over time, they're gonna lay a lot better to your factory seats after you drive it around. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. As you guys seen, it was super easy to install it. It only took me maybe 30 minutes, and I was trying to film while I was doing it, so it takes me a little bit longer while I'm filming, so you can slap them in really quick and easy. And like I said, if you guys steam them, you can get out some of those little imperfections and wrinkles. Also, just over time, you sitting in the car, it'll also kind of form to your factory seat, and just being out in the heat, it'll make it kind of form. Obviously, if you're doing them in the summertime, the car is going to get hot and everything like that, and it'll kind of help form and relax that leather or the vinyl a little bit better. So anyway, guys, super easy install again, and a big shout out to Custom Interiors again for sending these out so I can kind of show you guys how to install some custom interior seat covers in your all's car. I would definitely give these a 10 out of 10. They fit really good to the car. I've used some universal seat covers in the past, and they just look like crap in the car, honestly, because no matter how you strap them down, they just don't fit right because it's a universal seat cover. So where these are cut out specifically for the cars that you're buying them for, they look a lot nicer. And as you guys can see, all the little OEM things that's on the car itself, you know, down here where the buttons are, fits perfectly right here, fits perfectly around the airbag, and then fits, you know, perfectly right around here where your seatbelt kind of goes through. Super tight fit all in all, and a great look. So anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, and remember, build your masterpiece.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the